So what the PlayStation 5 is adding to? Well, first of all, let's take a look at something here on Game Revolution. I'm just going to highlight this specific text. Let's read. As of The Last of Us Part 1, the remake of the iconic game has already performed well. After just releasing earlier this year on PC, The Last of Us Part 1 has already surpassed 368,000 units. This is a lot. This is good. This is terrible. I mean, this is the most praised PlayStation exclusive, at least back then. Yeah, I mean, I was expecting higher numbers. Alright, let's move next. During the presentation, head of PlayStation Studios Herman Ost also said that the PC market for Sony has continued to grow and has become a substantial part on the PlayStation business going forward. Of course, what business limits itself with such a big market, PC market, to deliver their games to? But for what I read from the past, Sony sold their the consoles for relatively low margin, particularly in the early years of the console life cycle, because the strategy I think was to make for the hardware losses for software sales and subscription services. So where the profit margins are typically much higher, this is sometimes called the razor and blades business model. But of course now with Microsoft purchasing studios and getting go, I think with, from what I've read, with purchasing Activision Blizzard, the question is, how the landscape will be like for Sony. Definitely you see those things because, again, there's a reason for that, right? Otherwise Sony will just play and put those continuing exclusive games and that's about it, not releasing them for PC. The thing is that, well, they need to get more profit. The competition won't be easier. Especially, I think, when AI technologies will come and also things related to mixed reality. Again, they're looking, of course, further into the future. And those things will kind of strive more on a probably more open type of hardware that will take advantage of different AI technologies. You can always see that when it comes to virtual reality, right? And of course, Apple will enter VR very soon. So again, the cake will split, and basically, Sony will just need to compete against all these, bring of course all this new technology and compete against new competitors that drive into those new emerging technologies. That, by the way, will change also the landscape of gaming as well. Now you need to understand that some of the technologies are designed to be on the cloud. You can't really make them something that resides on a specific console. Eventually everything will just go to the cloud. And if you think quite a few years forward, again, Sony need to do something, all right? It's not just being able to make money from selling those software on PC. They need to really look forward, and for that they need to make sure that they're ready to appeal to the cloud, especially, of course, PC gamers, and invite them to their, future ecosystem, whatever this will be. And regarding comparison about, Xbox and X and PlayStation 5, really, I mean, personally, I own the PC. Why should I buy an Xbox Series X? There's no reason for me. All the software would be available for PC. There's no reason. Unless, of course, I'm on the budget, and, of course, it'd be cheaper for me to get Xbox Series X and get very optimized for the software if I don't have at least a good mid-range PC. But other than that, there's no reason. The reason I bought the PlayStation 5 is because of the exclusive. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it at all. And trust me, there are lots of people out there who own PC and don't need Xbox Series X. So of course it hurts the sales. But again, it's really Microsoft's strategy is not for selling. I mean, main thing is selling it Xbox. Is also appealing and releasing their games to PC gamers, and of course earning from them for subscription services, which are a lot. And of course, when you look at everything coming to the cloud, if you own the software, you'll own everything. So we really want to grab as many people as possible, of course, to support financially all your future technologies. Of course, some of them related are mixed reality in the future and virtual reality. And I'm sure that Microsoft won't do a mistake and just skip those technologies. They're going to dive into it when they are, let's say, ready for prime time, and they're going to have the software, the backhand, and hopefully the right hardware to make those gaming experiences, next-gen gaming experiences, something that everybody wants to do. And it's going to be very easy transition because you already be subscribed and you already be able to consume many of those experiences for free. And this actually, where free is, this is where most of the players will be. And again, the reason is, I think, kind of, dear for Sony is because, unlike Nintendo that really went with something really special and unique, Sony in this situation where, they are very hard for them to compete. Again, they're not releasing games every single day, right? You're talking about games that usually finish and that's it. So, not a lot of replay value, so players really don't stay and move on to other platforms. Eventually, once in this gap, when you try at other places, you eventually see that there's more value in terms of, your gameplay experience. You spend more time on other platforms rather than on the PlayStation. That's actually very true for me. My PlayStation is just there. I'm not even playing all the other games because I can find them either for free or much cheaper on PC. Nonetheless, Sony's situation, in my opinion, isn't looking good, but I can definitely understand where they are going with it. So they're definitely going to see lots of changes, and yeah, Sony needs to do something because, again, the game landscape will change significantly in the upcoming years with AI, mixed reality, and VR technologies moving forward strong. And yeah, it will be different, especially again once headset will be so things, it'll be very comfortable to use. For me, one of the reasons really I play less is because of comfort, but also visual fidelity. But this will increase significantly very soon in the upcoming years. So yeah, definitely I see Microsoft really moving forward, although they're not performing well right now when they're coming to the AAA titles. But again, if you look at the grand scale, I think Microsoft has a big advantage over Sony here. Especially with their acquisition and studios and their technologies, they have the cloud, and developers can easily develop for the platform. It's going to be huge for Microsoft in the upcoming years. And that is it for this video. Hope you find this one interesting. Tell me your opinion about what you think about Sony exclusives, PlayStation 5 in the comment section below. See you on the next one. Cheers.